Good morning. Today we're going to sculpt the human face. I know it sounds intimidating to draw or sculpt a face, but if you think about it, it's just the same as any other object that we're trying to sculpt. It has indentations and protrusions, different shapes and forms. So don't be intimidated and just kind of let yourself practice and enjoy it. So I start by kneading my dough, getting it into a ball shape, and then I will squish it into something like an egg, right? A smaller side for the chin as it narrows, and then a wider top for the forehead and the hair. So I begin my facial features at the eyes and the eyebrows. So I press my thumbs in to make indentations, because a skull without all of our skin and muscle and features like our eyeballs, a skull is just a bone with large holes in it, especially for our eyes. So start with that. And as humans, like, already you can tell, I mean, you knew we were making a face, but already you can tell that this is going to be a face because of those two symmetrical indentations, right? We associate those with eyes naturally. Now I'm pressing in the clay around where my nose will be to lower the rest of the clay and raise and pull out the clay for the nose so that it protrudes from my face as a relief, right? Relief sculpture is coming out from a background. And I am further pressing in that clay to make that nose more dramatic, right? To make it protrude farther out. And I'm turning my head to the side to see the shape of the profile of my nose. It looks a little wonky, so I'm going to press it out a little bit more and shape it better. And we're going to come back to that. Remember, we're going to sculpt everything at the same time. So you don't want to sculpt every single little detail in the eye and then come back to, or like move on to the nose, because then if your eye is off proportion or off scale, then you're going to have to redo it. So now moving on to the lips, I pulled some clay off of the back of my skull because I don't really care if the back looks a little ugly. So I put a piece of like a coil on where my lips would be, and I'm pressing into it, and I'm kind of deciding whether or not it's going to be my top lip or my lower lip or a mustache. And I make the decision to make it a mustache because it kind of looks like that to me. So I'm just going to run with it. So my new goal at the end of the sculpture is to make an old man, an elderly man, because that's where it's going right now. Sometimes you gotta kind of improvise and go with the flow when you're making a piece of art, especially when you're practicing. So I'm continuing to shape the head, and I'm pressing in that piece of clay to seal it a little better, and then I'm going to add my eyeballs. And so our eyeballs are obviously set into our eye sockets. So again, just like I did with my mousse the other day, I'm going to press in my eyebrows so that it covers kind of the top of my eyeballs. So I'm pulling that clay and I'm pressing the eyeball into my face a little bit, making it not flat, but a little bit less dramatic. And I'm smoothing in the ends so it doesn't stick out so dramatically. And I'm pressing down my eyebrows. Now you can shape your eyebrows to be any way you like. If you look in the mirror and start making facial expressions, see how your eyebrows move. Right? Our eyebrows are super expressive, right? If we tilt them slanted up toward our nose, then it kind of looks worried or sad. If we slant them the opposite way, down toward our nose, it looks angry. So you make that decision whether you want your person to look sad or happy or angry or shocked. And then I took a kitchen utensil, a knife. I used a butter knife, not a steak knife. That's probably not necessary. And I pressed in my eyelids, and now I'm putting in texture in my mustache. So now it's starting to kind of look like something. And I'm pressing in my cheekbones a little, highlighting the bone and pressing in under my eyes. Now I'm adding clay to my cheek. You don't have to do that. That was just something I thought to do because it looked a little lacking on that side. But again, not necessary. Now I'm taking my knife and smoothing that piece in a little bit. It's going to get chunky and weird, but then I press it in and smooth those pieces together better. And I'm continuing to shape the face, pressing the cheeks. And you know when you smile, or even if you don't smile, you have a raise in skin, like your skin raises a little bit next to your nose. So you want to impress those. Continuing to shape my nose. And now I'm trying to decide what I want to do with my hair. Do I want to add hair, leave him bald? I don't know. So I'm taking out a huge chunk of clay from his head because, again, I don't care if I see the back of his head, just resting it on my table. I'm more concerned with how my facial features look from the front. And I am balling up my clay, and I decided not to make hair, but to make a cute little hat for my old man. So I'm making the shape of like a cap, something your grandpa might wear. I don't know, my grandpa doesn't wear hats, so I can't relate. And I'm pressing, and then I'm going to attach it to the head. I'm not going to stop there. I'm going to add a little rim to my hat with some extra clay. And I'm going to attach it to the edge, a little off-center. So now I'm going to add ears. I'm going to take some extra clay and just stick them on the sides of my face. Ears are typically a little bit they span from the top of the eyebrow to the bottom of your nose. So that's where I positioned them on my face. And now it's kind of complete. Oh, no, it's not complete. I have to add pupils and nostrils. So I'm going to take a pointed, rounded object. I'm going to pierce the eyes and the nostrils. So right now he looks like he has large bug eyes, right? Really wide, kind of creepy eyes. So I am making new eyelids for him that are going to just rest over the top of the pupil. So that cuts it off ever so slightly, making him look a little bit more relaxed and casual. So you still see the deep set eyebrow behind his eye, right below his eyebrow, and then his lid covers his eyeball. So it gives it some more three-dimensionality. And then I will add my nostrils. That will be the very, very last thing I add. And you can choose to make hair, you can make earrings, you can put piercings in your face, you can put more texture in the eyebrows. I didn't choose to do that. You can give him a tattoo on his face. You can give him long hair, that make it a woman, make it whatever, make it a baby. That's fine with me. Anything. I just want you to practice creating facial features like eyes and nose and mouth, and if you want facial hair, ears. And it's also just a fun way to just get into the clay and sculpt for fun. So I hope you had fun doing this and that it was successful. And even if it wasn't successful, I hope that you got some good practice in. So smush your clay, reseal it, and look forward to the next time you get to sculpt. Thanks for watching, and I will talk to you soon.